This program has been brought to you by Alpine Bank. Dedication you can count on and experience you can trust. Alpine Bank, member FDIC.
You're watching Durango TV News. I'm Wendy Graham-Settle. They did it. KSUT Public Radio staff and more than 700 donors raised $1 million in 16 months to earn a $1 million matching grant from the Southern Ute Indian Tribe. The revenues will allow the radio station to begin its long-awaited renovation on a 5,000 square foot building to house new production and broadcast facilities, a media training center, and performance studio.
What it means is more reliable public broadcasting. We have power outages all the time. Our signal drops out. Our equipment is decades old. So not only will we have more reliable a programming stream for all of our 6 or 7 transmission sites around the region, we'll be able to create a lot more programming than we are now. Right now, we have a tiny little closet of a production room for 2 full radio stations, which is Four Corners Public Radio and Southern Ute Tribal Radio. So we really have very little capacity to produce any kind of meaningful public affairs or news programming with the space that we have right now. So we'll be able to do a lot more of that, as well as the creation of a tribal media center as a training ground for regional and national Native American youth and adults that want to get broadcast training.
KSUT is actually 2 stations, Four Corners Public Radio and Southern Ute Tribal Radio. The Southern Ute Indian Tribe started KSUT more than 40 years ago to broadcast tribal news and music to Ignacio and the surrounding reservation. It expanded in 1979 to serve other communities with non-native programming, and in 1984, KSUT became a national public radio affiliate and an independent nonprofit organization that continues to rely on underwriting and member donations to cover costs. In 1998, KSUT returned to its historical roots when it added a second signal and recreated Southern Ute Tribal Radio. Both stations have operated out of an 80-year-old building that once served as the health center for the Old Indian Board School in Ignacio. The new studio will be named the Eddie Box Media Center, after one of the first DJs and board members at the radio station. It will be located in an existing warehouse that formerly served as a supply warehouse for tribal government. Renovations are expected to cost about $2.5 million and are expected to be completed by early 2020. The new studios are just the start of a 3-pronged capital campaign that totals $5.5 million. Phase 2 will include development of regional news and public affairs programming for both stations, along with a media training program for American Indian tribal members nationwide. The third phase will raise an endowment fund for future operations.
So we're still raising money. So if anyone out there feels, oh, I missed the opportunity to support the campaign, you haven't missed the opportunity. We're still actively fundraising. And we have enterprise zone status, which is a great incentive. We've heard from a lot of folks this year for Colorado residents that file in the state a 25% state tax credit right off their state taxes. So with the changes in the tax laws, a lot of people have really found that a really great incentive. We also accept gifts of stock, and we've had a lot of folks participate that way too.
If you'd like to know more or would like to contribute to KSUT's continued growth and stability, visit ksut.org.